The most impactful part of my study abroad experience so far has been finding family in a country that I have no connection to at all, or had no connection to at all. Between my host families and the friends that I'm making here, who are both from Ecuador and from all over the world, I'm really learning so much about myself that I didn't think I would learn this quickly. I'm finding home in places that I did not expect to, and that has been absolutely life changing.
I think the person that came into this program versus the person that's leaving this program are vastly different. Coming in, I was really nervous and really scared. I didn't have much confidence in my ability to survive in a big city as someone who's from a smaller town. But leaving, I feel so proud of myself. I'm so confident in my abilities to face challenges head on, um, take responsibility for, getting my stuff done. I feel so much more independent and I genuinely feel more well rounded.
This was the first time that I actually went to a program where I didn't know a single person. And so that kind of forced me to kind of get out of my comfort zone and make new friends. And through that, I've realized more about myself, and that, again, the way I work and the way my mind works and the people who I really want to connect with. Like I was really trying to find these connections. And so it was great to kind of start on a blank slate in a way. And so I think that's kind of been the most impactful thing over these 4 months, where I've been developing relationships that have literally started in January when I first met these people. And now it's May, and I've just, again, so much has grown and shifted in my brain. And so I'm really grateful that I kind of got the chance as a 21-year-old to kind of start with a clean slate.
Studying through IES Abroad has really changed my perspective on living in the United States and just appreciating what I have in the US and also what I don't have and what I could seek to learn. Especially being in a country that speaks a whole nother language, I've really appreciated just exploring new cuisines, the new culture, art, museums, and really seeing what there has to offer.
So far, the most impactful part of my study abroad experience has been all the friends that I've made. Obviously, I knew I'd be making friends when I came here because there's a lot of people from my school that are attending, but also from a bunch of other schools, and everyone is very like-minded. But I don't think I realized how many people I would become friends with, not only in my program, but even just in Italy and all these countries that I'm traveling to. I've met so many new people, and they've all been amazing.
The people in my program that I've become close with, I have traveled with, I have cried with, I've laughed with, and they're all people that I don't think I would have met if I hadn't done this experience. As well as the people I've met outside of the program, I've met quite a few locals, and they've shown me things that I don't think most people would know about, and I think that's been the best part.
Being a first-gen American student, all of the above, I haven't really had much time to travel outside of Illinois. I'm from Illinois, and I've only really visited surrounding states and where my family's from in Mexico. So studying abroad seemed like one of the only options currently for me to explore the world, and I really just wanted to take advantage of that.
The fashion scene here in Berlin, and the queer scene, and the club scene, and like there's so much queer culture that is embedded into this city to begin with. And so to explore that, when I come from a very small town in Michigan, like it's a real treat. And so I think I was really excited to tap into those parts of myself that I haven't been able to tap into as much as when I was home.
Something that I deal with a lot in the States is that, especially within Hispanic communities, I'll kind of get a lot of judgment for trying to speak Spanish and for not being immediately fluent, whether I make a tiny mistake or my accent isn't quite right. I just felt a lot of fear and like insecurity growing up from people who were allegedly my community. Whereas here in Ecuador, where I'm speaking Spanish every single day for most of the day, and it's frequently to people who don't speak English at all, I'm actually feeling a lot of welcoming from them, and that's really meant a lot because it's given me a boost of confidence that I just never had in the States.
When I do practice speaking with local people, that is when I have felt like I have made the most progress as a speaker. And I remember like at the start, I was kind of scared to say anything, and I made a lot of mistakes, and I still kind of am scared to talk a lot, but I do feel that by taking the risk to try and like say something and go somewhere and reach out and speak, I think it's really pushed me in my language learning, and along the way I think it's just helping me grow a lot just as a human.
There are things, colloquialisms that are spoken that I've never heard before in my like formal education of Spanish. And so this immersion that I'm experiencing of being in Spain and being able to hear the language from people who are from here or who are from another Spanish-speaking country, and just using the words and the constructions of language that they use has been very influential to developing my own Spanish speaking and just being able to engage with them.
When I applied to my program, I was like, oh, my internship will probably be in like a museum or something. And my internship is in the music archives, and I love it so much that now that's what I want to go to grad school for. And I would have never had this experience had I not gone abroad. I'd be at school right now taking public history classes as I prepare to apply for public history grad school rather than being here getting hands-on experience.
One of my major goals is to work a lot in like diversity and equity and inclusion, and I think what better way to emulate that idea of diversity and equity and inclusion than learning another language and having a global perspective. And so being here, speaking in Spanish a lot, has really confirmed that this is something that has proven to be very, very rewarding and something that I really, really want to continue, and something that I want to be integral within my career and my lifestyle.
It's kind of changed my idea that like I don't have to go to New York if I don't want to. I don't have to go to LA if I don't want to do my art. I can literally do it anywhere. And I think doing it abroad and doing it in a different place than the one that I grew up in is going to make all the difference and actually kind of strengthen my ideas of what the world is. So.
In terms of career path, I knew before coming to this program that I wanted to combine the arts and sciences in some abstract way, but this has given me a really like tangible idea of what those careers could look like. I'm applying to jobs as early as, for this summer that I totally would not have applied to even 3 months ago because I didn't think that I was smart enough or capable or experienced enough. And now I feel like I have the tools that I need.
My time at IES Abroad really opened up my life and changed it in ways I'd never even thought possible. I was fully able to realize my own strengths and how to combat my own individual weaknesses, and I can truly say it was one of the greatest experiences of my entire life so far.
Studying abroad with IES has been an incredible experience. I've learned how to connect with new people from different backgrounds and cultures. I've gained independence, navigating a new environment, and I've greatly improved my Spanish language skills. It's been incredibly rewarding and fun to learn how to live in a new place and discover all my new favorite spots. I love talking to locals and connecting, finding common ground, as well as finding major differences that have allowed me to learn about the world as a whole. Gracias!
There are things which I have noticed about myself, which would definitely include a new sense of independence and pride in that I have been able to navigate a new city and culture and school, relationships, and everything in Spain, including the food, the people, the language, the schedule, and I just think that I have become a more independent person, more of a problem solver, and somebody who is a little more worldly now.
I've been able to immerse myself in a new culture, learn a new language, grow both professionally and personally. I've met so many different people, seen so many different types of places. I've met people with very diverse perspectives from me, and I've met people with very similar perspectives from me. So it's truly been such a well-rounded, amazing experience, and I am so eternally grateful for it. I would not have traded it for the world.
I'm really happy I made the decision not only to study abroad, but to study abroad through IES. They've really made the whole application process really easy, making, step by step of what to do. So when I wasn't sure of what I should be doing, there was a list of things that I needed to complete, which really helped me with the whole planning part. And once I touched down here in London, they've still been hands-on and really helped me get my footing here in London.
When you study abroad, you aren't just getting the beautiful sights and the culture and you're learning about yourself, and you're learning about the ways you work with other people, and with that comes challenges, of course. And so I think study abroad is one of the most holistic ways that you're able to, again, encourage yourself to grow and to breathe and to learn. Because again, you get everything. You're experiencing life as it is.
It's a huge decision, and it's one that I spend every single day thankful that I made. I know that even when I'm out of this program, I'll still think every single day, wow, I'm so glad that I did that. It's changed my life completely. I have lifelong friends. I have a completely new perspective on the world. I finally am fluent in this language that I thought I may never really get fluency in a way that I felt comfortable with. Everything has changed, and it's all for the better.